What up, Cucks? It's your boy, the Hater, and I just want to say one thing. I don't want this to be a long video because I've talked about this ad nauseum, but it needs to be said, right? So this may be like, the second video of a two-a-dayer, right? Because we are in Hater Mania, and there are no rules, as you all know, Cucks. But I wanted to do a video that discusses the complete cuckolding of one Cody Rhodes, right? Now, jokes aside, I make fun of Cody Rhodes because he cries, he's effeminate, he has blonde hair, he's got a neck tattoo, he complains, he bitches, he moans, my father this, my father that, I need to win this, I'm entitled of that. And this jerk off, right, has been pretty much making a career off of saying my dad got screwed out of something once and now I need to be the champion, right? Good for him. I don't give a damn. But the truth is this. The entire character of this cuckold known as Cody Rhodes basically can be summarized as follows. In the last few years, Cody Rhodes has been obsessed with finishing his story, right? I have accused this jobber many times of being someone that does not act like he needs to finish his story, right? He doesn't care about his story. Finishing the story, as he explained to us in his own words, apparently means he's going to take everything from Roman. And he said to Roman, I'm coming for you, right? Not at WrestleMania, but I'm coming for you. You may have heard that was my other video being processed, cuts, deal with it. So he comes to Roman and he says, apparently all of a sudden, finishing the story means I'm going to take everything away from Roman, right? Wow, way to shift the goalposts. Then he introduces Cena, right? I mean, The Rock, sorry. Same shit. He introduces The Rock, and The Rock is basically like, there to quote unquote, begin the process of taking everything away from Roman Reigns. Meaning his title and his tribal chiefness, right? It is what it is. Now, what about Cody finishing the story, right? Finishing the story is not someone else beats Roman Reigns because then just go home. The story will eventually be finished. Someone eventually will beat Roman Reigns and become the new champion, right? Or Roman Reigns will become 90 years old and still be champion and then die. Eventually something's going to happen and there's going to be a new champion. So the question then becomes, what is the point of finishing the story, right? I'll tell you what the point is. The point is this. It's just a narrative device that can easily be circumvented by, the WWE writer's abilities to just say, okay, kid, move over. Your storyline thing is garbage. The Rock is back, we just heard. So back to the mid-card it is for you, right? This represents a complete cuckolding of Cody Rhodes, a complete emasculation. Because the truth is this. Cody Rhodes wants to main event WrestleMania, and he wants to win the real WWE title, the one that Bruno Sammartino holds, right? And instead, he's going to not main event WrestleMania, fight for a title that was made up a few months ago, right? And therefore, not finish his story. Now, where it gets interesting is that the implications of the finish the storyline, if you want to call it that, it's not even a storyline, the implications are that Cody Rhodes really does want to finish the story, and that is his priority, right? There's nothing presumably more important to Cody Rhodes than that. So, if that's the case, then what do we do about that, right? How can we reconcile that with what's happening? And what's happening here, essentially, is kayfabe-wise, Cody Rhodes is giving up his opportunity, right? He is giving up his opportunity to main event WrestleMania against not only the most dominant champion, but also the guy that, as Cody Rhodes correctly pointed out in the promo, screwed him out of the title. So, let's recap. Cody Rhodes is a jobber. Cody Rhodes wants to be champion. Cody Rhodes has the opportunity to be champion, right? He has the opportunity to main event WrestleMania 40. He has that opportunity. And not only does he not take it, because he's earned it by winning the Royal Rumble, but he pretty much converts this to a mid-card opportunity. He wins the Rumble only to cash it in on a jobber, right? This is the same scenario, if you will, as, what's his face? Austin Theory winning the Money in the Bank and then cashing it in on the United States title, right? It's just really stupid. You may as well not have him cash it in at all. Like, what's the point of having the Money in the Bank title if, you know, the only person you can cash it in on is Roman Reigns, and we know that he's not losing it like that, most likely, right? So, with that being said, it's like everything that went on between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk is a waste of time. It is a waste of time. CM Punk could just come back and say, hey, I want a title shot because I'm the best in the world, right? He can do what Nakamura did. He can just be like, hey, Rollins, I know your weakness. Give me a title shot, and he gets a title shot, right? There's no need to win the Royal Rumble, right? One of the good things that has come from Roman Reigns' ridiculous title reign and his inability to defend it is that you can't escape from the Royal Rumble, right? Like, he cannot deny, you know, a rematch to Cody Rhodes, right? Because it's like, at the end of the day, bro, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. So, we've been doing this for like, 30 years now. So, you gotta like kind of get in line and do as you're told, right? You cannot circumvent the flow of WWE. So, but why would he need to do that when Cody Rhodes just does it for him? When basically Cody Rhodes says, that one thing that I've been trying hard to get, right? Cody Rhodes basically saying, for a long time, I've wanted to get this main event, right? CM Punk comes back and he's like, I've wanted to get this main event. And then what happens? Well, guess what? The hater was right all along. CM Punk and Cody are worthless jobbers. And when it's time for the main event of WrestleMania, they need to tap on the shoulder of a real wrestler, of a real man called The Rock, right? Now, I have completely divided my opinion on The Rock between Hollywood Rock and The Rock, the wrestler, right? You can think of it as Dwayne Johnson and The Rock, right? The Rock, in my opinion, is awesome. Dwayne Johnson is a cuck. So, with that being said, you can spin it however you want to spin it. The Rock rules as a wrestler and as a character, and he's gonna boost that stock price up at WrestleMania, hopefully, when he wrestles and loses to Roman Reigns. The truth is, everything that happened in that promo on SmackDown, which should go down in infamy as one of the most interesting promos in burial history. What happened there, you can spin it however you want to spin it. What happened there was one man was the champion, and he's clearly a main eventer. Another man was supposed to be the main event, and this other man said, I don't want to be the main event because I suck ass, and here's The Rock who's going to now take the spotlight, right? Cody Rhodes just handed the torch to The Rock. And by torch, I mean the torch of being at the main event of WrestleMania. He just let another man have it, right? There was a time, I should say, where people would wrestle and they would defend their main event spot at WrestleMania. The entire premise, before recent memory, of the Royal Rumble is that the Royal Rumble is the second most important match of the year, right? The first most important match of the year is the WrestleMania main event. Second, it's the Royal Rumble. Why? Because the Royal Rumble determines not only who gets to be the main event, but it determines the first man, and now women, to be in the main event, right? In other words, if the old rules of wrestling were to be followed, and people weren't cuckolds like Cody Rhodes that just give away their opportunity to greater men like The Rock, right? How can anyone cheer for Cody after this is beyond me. But think about it, right? The idea is this. Not only does winning the Rumble mean that you get to go to WrestleMania, it also, perhaps more importantly, means that you are the first part of the card that is revealed to the people, right? You are in the main event. The champion has to go wrestle again, right? I'll use the example of the 2000 Royal Rumble because it's probably the best one, right? The Rock wins the Rumble. The Rock has his ticket to WrestleMania, jabroni, right? Triple H has to, number one, worry about anything else that might happen between the Rumble and WrestleMania that might ruin his title opportunity, number one. Two, Triple H also has to worry about Mick Foley at Hell in a Cell at No Way Out, right? He has to defend it one more time. Now, that was a special year where The Rock and Big Show, there was a controversial finish. So The Rock basically had to, you know, defend or earn his way into WrestleMania by beating the Big Show, depending on how you look at it, right? Because Big Show was still added to the WrestleMania main event because Shane was like, well, I said that if The Rock wins, The Rock gets to go to WrestleMania, but I didn't say that Big Show doesn't get to go to WrestleMania, right? So that's the idea, right? The Royal Rumble is supposed to mean something, and it cannot mean anything if you throw it away. The Money in the Bank, right? The status of being Mr. Money in the Bank, right? The entire point is that I am the next main eventer, right? Those are the underpinnings of the Money in the Bank, right? The idea is The Miz is simultaneously the United States champion, which means he's the mid-card champion, but he has the Money in the Bank, which means that he is the next or soon-to-be WWE champion, right? That's the idea. And with that being said, if Austin Theory cashes in on the U.S. title, right, and if fucking Cody Rhodes decides to essentially cash in on the U.S. title as well, call it what you want, then what's the point of the Rumble, right? So, retroactively, I'm labeling this the worst Rumble of all time because of Cody Rhodes' horrible decision-making. Get wrecked!